It's a rusty piece of...
What I want to try and do is to create a leg-like motion, a walking motion, if you like, where a foot arrives at the ground, lands on the ground, pushes up on the vehicle that it's transporting, moves back along the ground, and then picks up again, and moves forward off the ground and goes down, and so on and so forth. For that, what we really want is a fairly straight line at the bottom there. It doesn't have to be completely straight. We need to be able to get onto the ground, pull back, and then get off the ground again. So those are the motions that we want to be sort of straightish. The rest of it doesn't really matter very much. So let's have a look and see what we can do with a single crank. Now this isn't very useful yet, but you can see that we're starting to get a much more triangular shape out of the motion than a circular shape. And so there's other things we might be able to do as well to be able to increase the triangularity, if you like, or to at least find one reasonably straight edge.
Okay, now another way of doing it is to have an offset point. So rather than having a fixed point with motion up and down this, you can have a different... I don't know what the word for this is. I should probably go and find out. Basically, you can have a point that stops this from moving around, but still allows it to move up and down like this. So I'm going to just pop things here. So I'm probably rusty. Okay. Okay. So now what we've got here is... It's terrible. Now we've got here is a wheel that basically, the wheel goes around and around, and you can see that this stops this from swinging this way, but still allows it to move that way. Now this gives you a slightly different motion, because this has a curve on the end of it as well. So in other words, when it's up here, it's pulled this way, and then when it's down here, it's pushed it that way a bit, and then when it's down here, it's pulled it this way a bit. So you get a different effect than you do if you've got a straight line going through there, and the one where this is fixed. So the whole thing now is shifting left and right more than it would with the thing in the middle. And it's a combination of these cranks that gives us ability to fine-tune essentially the motion of the foot at the bottom.
Now there's quite a lot of play in Meccano when you're making joints in this way. I'm sure there are better ways of doing it. So we can't really be sure about the exact shape of that foot motion there. But nevertheless, you can see that there is a roughly a straight edge to it. And if we can orientate that frame in the right way so that that straight edge there it goes along the ground, then we've got something that we can make that looks a bit like a leg, that walks, that puts its foot down, moves the foot across, picks the foot up again, and it's only from two joints. So I'm going to have a look and see 2 joints, 2 pivots. I should probably get my language right. But in any case, only 2 things there. So we're going to see if we can do better than that by actually thinking about what the relationships are between how they're placed, and if necessary, we'll make one out of Lego that will have less play in it.
Right, that's enough of that. I'm going to go and have a cup of tea.